Welcome to another episode of Breaking Bank. I'm your host, Jack McKeag, and you can write us if you have any questions or thoughts or whatever to contact@jackmckeag.com, and we'll get back to you. Look us up on libertyaid.org or jackmckeag.com. Here's the next question. All right. Hey, I love your work. I haven't used any credit in over 10 years, so my credit report is clean. Not much on there except paid accounts with very low monthly payments, and only a few of those. So my question is, how did you get credit to buy your big expensive truck? To buy it. To appropriate it. How to get approved for a loan of any kind. I don't work, and my divorce will be final in a couple of months, and I will be starting a new life without any credit. I'll take any advice. Thank you, Joanne. P.S. If credit approval is covered in one of your videos, could you let me know which one, please? And thank you for all you're doing. Great. Well, it's covered in a package we have, Joanne, on our website. So, through the roof, step-by-step method for how I set my personal credit through the roof. And over here on jackmckeag.com, it would be high credit hacks. Okay? So that's where it is. That's the information. Now, what's in there? Let's go over your situation. As, it's semi-common. I wouldn't say most people have it, but a lot of people find themselves in your position. Not the divorce thing, I'm talking about the credit thing. Of course, a lot of people get divorced. So you have what's called in your credit file, okay, your credit profile, sorry. You have what's called a quote thin at THIN, right? Thin file. That's what they call it in the credit business. Oh, you have a thin file. You're like, I know it's thin. Anyway, so basically you need some things reporting, some recent things, and some old things are good. But best if the old things are still have credit. You know what I mean? Like if you have a really aged credit card and it's all got great payments, that's a great account to have on your credit report. If you don't have those things, like in a thin file, you have to hack your way to do it. And it's kind of like they're different rungs of the ladder, sort of, to build credit, and it's step by step. So you start at the bottom rung, and you get a couple of those going, and then they report to your credit report, okay? So then you're like, oh, that showed up. And so they're like, oh, you're improving, you get a slightly better score or whatever. And so this has to go on for months in a row until you get enough things reporting, and you're paying any bills that may come with this credit, and you're keeping your use of that credit extremely low, right? Then you can keep on building it up. It's a process. You can actually get a huge high credit score with what I have, and a bunch of credit cards, probably within 6 months or something like that. You can really in a year, really just like get as good, a profile as anyone can get within a year, which, would be a way over 700 score in your case if you follow these. And, it would only be going up with my work, right? Because ultimately, this is your personal credit. We don't recommend using that. Your person is a business type, and it's taxable, and we don't recommend people using it. But if you were to use it, see, we recommend you get your credit great for your person, but you set those credit cards aside and you open a trust instead, because no taxes ever due, right? No income tax, no inheritance taxes due off of any money that comes and goes between that bank account, right? It's a trust. Trusts get grants into them. They don't receive income. They just don't receive it. It's not what trusts do. Persons do, and other business types, but not trusts. Grants are tax-free. That's what goes in, so you don't owe taxes yet. So we recommend you use a trust instead. So, and you can build its credit, and that's a whole nother, process of, where is that? Corporate credit secrets here, and then, there's a trust I'm talking about. You want to use a trust instead, and then, get corporate credit, which you can do for a trust. So, same stuff over here on jackmckegg.com. You use a trust, bulletproof trust over here. This mentoring is really the way to go, by the way, for people. You got to get the trust, high credit hacks, and the debt savior, and then get into mentoring, and you'll be ahead of anyone else on earth financially. Basically, you'll have all the knowledge, and you'll know what to do, and whatever you want to do with your life financially, you'll be free to do. So, this is a great question, and that's how you build up your, you go through the rungs of the ladder to build your personal credit. You follow that system we have. It's not that hard, and as you go through it, for free, people can write us emails. That's what they do. And then I'll make videos out of really good ones too, so it helps us. You write a question in, you get a written response. You can review it anytime. It's in your email. What did he say again? It's not in your message, or it's not, we didn't talk on the phone, none of that. You have a written response, and you can be like, okay, I'm going to do exactly what he said. And if you do, what's going to happen is, your credit's going to be great. So it's not like, with any of these packages, things that are here, we give you the best information, but you haven't done these things before. So although we've handled thousands of clients and everybody's happy and so on, we understand you're gonna have questions. You haven't done this before, so you just write us a question. Hey, I was doing my credit, it's up here now, I got this and this, what should I do now? And I'll be like, oh, here's your next step, and here's your next step after that too. So you're good to go for a couple months. That's why I like to keep people going. Now, people can get my time, right? You can get me hourly, right? This consulting stuff, but we do free email. I mean, if you know, hey, I want to boost my credit, you just get the package and you write us free emails. It's not that hard to do. In your case, see, you go, oh, well, how do I get rid of this thin file? Get the high credit hacks thing, tell you what to do, free emails, no problem. You'll be very happy. So it's just a step-by-step building process where, you get credit with the right place. It reports, then okay, what's on the next rung? What other, who gets credit on the next rung, and the next rung, and next rung, and what are the other steps I have to do that go along with that, to make sure everything comes out just how I want it. It's all in there. So, it's not that hard to do. It's a patient process. It doesn't take that much time. You just do a little bit every month. Okay, do this, and this, and then when that happens, next month, do this, and this. So it doesn't really cost much money, if any. You're just, like, you may need to use a card or whatever in some cases to have a report, but that's not really the case in personal credit. So it's really about getting the right one at the right time, having it show up on the credit report. Oh, hey, you look good to us. Now the next tier is ready to give you some credit, okay? So it's just knowing what to do step by step. We have that for you. Great question. And yeah, anyone, that's how I got that big expensive truck. But, I didn't really pay for it. I just used the credit to get it off. And everything I did was legal, by the way. I knew they wouldn't have the paperwork to validate the debt before I got the truck. That's just, I'm a good businessman. I knew you wouldn't have the paperwork, so I was able to get your asset for free. That's business. They don't down the court, it's like, hey, I'm just doing my job. Well, I was just doing my job as a businessman. As a businessman, I'm supposed to take assets for as low as possible and then have those assets. That's how you make money. I got more from you than you got from me. Competition, right? So I got it for free and I did it legal, and then they stole it illegally. So, you know, I'm not recommending everyone go out and get a brand spanking new truck like that because they love to steal them. You know, especially some, super high profile guy that's YouTubing every step. Hey, look at these liars. You know, I had to go up against Ackerman LLP, the largest law firm in Florida, fighting that. They spent over $100,000 easily in legal fees. Easily. I don't know how much more. I mean, it's just so much, you know. There were like half a dozen different people that made documents, and I think I saw, a partner or two or manager or two on the paperwork too. I mean, those are, it wasn't like them, they were billing, the loan company, so they lost so much money, right? And eventually, and I was just like, well, I'll just show people that debt is fake. That's collected illegally. I planned it. I did it. I'm a good businessman. I'm a good accountant. I had all the proof, and they had nothing but money and lies. And of course, they won in the end because they're a bunch of liars. Bankers, anyone that works for a government, court, they're all liars. They're just there to steal everything you own. But my methods are so good, I was able to keep it up for so long. It was like, how can I get some great free marketing? I have no money or anything. I'm trying to help people. I'm not trying to make money from people. It's like, how can I pull a great, marketing stunt at their expense? And yet I'll get all the paperwork and prove that they're a bunch of liars, and then I can actually help people, People have won their cars, of course, now because they're not super crazy, high-profile things like me. They're not YouTubing everything and all that. I mean, think about Ackerman LLP. I'm making YouTubes, and by the way, I'm emailing them the YouTube links, Ackerman LLP, to them, so they don't miss anything. Oh, it was just so hilarious. I could go on all day about that. And so that went on, and I just have scads of paperwork, and now YouTube's about it, and so on. But in the end, I just, I don't care about a new truck at all. I took it for free, got like 30,000 miles on the thing over almost 2 years, so a great truck. Thank you, Toyota. You make a great brand new Toyota Tundra with 0 miles on it. Whoa. Things are remarkable. So thanks for giving that to me. Sorry you stole it illegally. But I had a great time, helped a lot of people out, went all across the United States, everywhere, and so on. And it was really just for marketing to help you people out, to show you, hey, do you know the bankers are a bunch of liars and they do everything illegally? Would you like to legally get out from under them? And so it was just, I did it on purpose, premeditated. As a businessman, I saw a good business opportunity, and I took a good legal business opportunity and took it as far as I could go. I think pretty far. So that's a good question. We got you covered, and other people have successfully used that, and oh boy, it's just so satisfying to see some of the great clients I know are in the mentor program, and I know have done some of this work with just such high credit scores on the person. They're getting credit on their trust, and on and on. So the people that are in this work and ahead of it out there, catching up with me and so on, really congratulations to all of you. And great question. Thank you for your question. Get the high credit hacks and boost your personal credit score. I'm here, happy to help. Love it when people is like, well, I got this new car, $30,000 limit, look at this. I'm like, yes, so happy. And it keeps going and going and going. So just takes a little time each month, no big deal. All right? Okay, great question. Thanks so much. God bless your success.